Good morning to all. Welcome to Alagappa University. I am Rajavelu from the Department of History, Alagappa University, Karaikudi. Yesterday, we have seen the basic forms of Indian temple architecture. They are Nagara, Vesara, and Dravida. In continuation of that, today we are going to see North Indian and South Indian temple styles along with some technical terms. It is essential to know the technical terms of Indian temple styles. They are all written in Sanskrit forms. Hence, it is essential to know the technical terms in order to identify the temple components. So let us go through all these through this webinar. Now, let us see some architectural terms. Adhisthana. The Adhisthana is the basic portion of the temple Vimana. It is a plinth part of the Vimana, below the wall part in the Dravidian style of architecture. It has some components, that is comprising of Jagadi, Patti, Kumudam, etc. Then the Alpa Vimana, which means the Vimana which has only one Tala and Hara. Example, the Vishnu temple portrait in the complex of Arjuna Finance bas-relief sculpture. That is known as Alpa Vimana. I will show it in picture in the coming slides. Amalaga Sila, the top most important feature of a northern temple over the Rekha Sigra. Yesterday also we have seen that Amalaka, it looks like a Nellikai. It is a form of the ribbed myrobalan, that is myrobalan fruit, that is Nellikai, or its platen variants. Sometimes it is platen variants in the northern temples. Antarala, that is vestibule. Generally we come across in South Indian temple, particularly in Tamil Nadu. It's a rectangular mandapa attached with the Garbhagriha and Ardha Mandapa. It is rectangular and a narrow portions between Garbhagriha and Ardha Mandapa. It is known as Idaikadi in Tamil. Generally we come across in Dravidian order. Then Ardha Mandapa. This is the antechamber after Antarala. Serves as the mandapa of worshippers. Bandhana. The term bandhana, which is in horizontal patti or band running across the exterior wall of the temple. More than once, in some cases, in Sandela temples of North India. Sandela we have in Madhya Pradesh. They were the ruler of that area. The famous Gajraho temple belongs to them. Barandiga, the topmost part of the pada of Orison temple. Generally, the Orison temple is having this Barandiga, showing the cornice above the pada. Bitti, the pada portion is referred to as Bitti. The wall portions of the Garbhagriha of South Indian temples in Tamil Nadu, Janka in North Indian temple, Bada in Orison temple order. Bhumi. Bhumi is a vertical division of the superstructure in the Nagara, that is Rekha Deva Costa. In Tamil it is known as Madakuri or niche in English. Niches on the walls of Garbhagriha and Mandapa to accommodate other gods and goddesses within the temple. In the early period, we have the temples with the Garbhagriha on the rear wall of the Garbhagriha, on the side walls of the Garbhagriha, we have the niches to accommodate the demigods Like on the south side, we have Vinayaka first in the niche, and then by Dakshinamurti or Tendisai Kadavul. On the rear wall, that is western side, we have either Lingodbhava or Vishnu in the form of standing posture. Then on the northern wall of the Garbhagriha, we have Brahma sitting or standing, and in the Mandapa or vestibule niche, we have Durga or Kotravai. These are the Devakostas, where we have all the gods and goddesses within the temple walls. We don't have any separate shrines for them in the early period. That's why Devakosta were constructed. Dharalinga. Dharalinga means that is the early linga form, that is soft variety. We have in South India, particularly the Pallavas, used to install this kind of Dharalinga. This is multifaceted exterior. Generally, it does not have any pida. It has 8 flutes and more. Sometimes more flutes will be there. The Griva. The neck of the Vimana superstructure is known as Griva in South Indian temple order. Kaluthu, that is Tamil in Kaluthu. Yesterday I mentioned that the Vimana is the human form, standing human form. That's why it is referred to as Pada, Prastara, Sigara, Griva, like that. Hara. A string runs over the parapet of each tala. So in order to beautify that, the hara has been provided. Jagadi. Jagadi is a component generally we come across in the Adhisthana portions. It is a recurrent form of at the base of the Adhisthana of South Indian temples. Plain vertical right angular molding. In North Indian temple, it is a spacious structural terrace upon which the main temple is erected. Generally, the terrace will be there. On the terrace, the temple is erected in North India. Here we have in Adhisthana only. Most of the inscriptions they have written on the Jagadi portions in Tamil Nadu. Kalasa. Kalasa is important component of any temple. The topmost part type of metal placed at the Vimana, which fit for the worship of main deity after consecration. Kabodha Bandha. An Adhisthana member in which the Kabodha is shown. There are 64 Adhisthana types. In Tamil Nadu, we have 64 Adhisthana types, but not at all it is practiced. Only 4 or 5 types of the Adhisthana types we have in Tamil Nadu. But in text, we have 64 types of Adhisthana types. These are the important Kabodha Bandha Adhisthana or Pada Bandha Adhisthana, like that we have Pradibandha Adhisthana. This kind of Adhisthana we have in Tamil Nadu. The Kabodha Bandha are designated on the basis of these bandhas. Kabodha Bandha generally have a Vritta Kumuda, that is plain cylindrical component in the Adhisthana portion. Occasionally, the Tripata is shown in some of the temple. Usually, abundance in Chalukyan temple. We have abundance of the Kabodha Bandha in Chalukyan temple. Dharmaraja Radha is having Kabodha Bandha Adhisthana. At Mamallabram, we have Dharmaraja Radha is having Kabodha Bandha Adhisthana. Then Kumuda. Molding of the Adhisthana is known as Kumuda. It has 2 types. One is known as Viditta Kumuda, another one is Tripata Kumuda. In Chalukyan temple, multifaceted Kumuda is also a special feature of that temple. Kuda. Yes, single square plan miniature Sigara, that is Alpa Vimana, part of the multi-story temple. Yesterday also I mentioned that Karnakudus in the pyramidal roof of all the temples in South India. We have this Kudas, Panjaras, and Salas, again Panjaras and Karnakudu. This is the order of each tala. So the Kuda is a square type of a miniature, looks like a small temple, Yagatala temple like that. It occupies on the corner of each tala, that is Karnakudus. If it is on the corner, it is known as Karnakudus. Of the parapet above the entablatures of each story, that is tala. Lalada Bimba. Small ritual carved bas relief on the lintel of doorjam. Generally, we come across in the Karnataka temples, that is very much it is available. The Lalada Bimba. Auspicious gods and goddesses are portrayed on the center of the lintel. For example, Gajalakshmi, Kubera, Ganesha, Lakshmi, Garuda, Logulisa, Anandasai are placed there on the lintel portions of the doorjam, that is Lalada Bimba. Sometimes the procession of the consecration of main deity along with the consecrator, particularly the kings or the chiefs, with band of musicians and royal personalities are shown. For example, we have in Tamil Nadu some temple, particularly the Rashtrakuda King Krishna III built one temple at very near to Tirumalaicheri. We have this kind of procession on the lintel of a doorjam, that is known as Lalada Bimba. Mukhya Vimana, temple which has more than 4 talas is known as Mukhya Vimana. Mukhya Vimana is more than 12 to 15 talas, that is known as Mukhya Vimana. Jadi Vimana, it is different from the above, which has up to 4 talas, that is known as Jadi Vimana. Nasika, a small dormer windows on kapodas, prastaras and sigara roofs. Peculiar projection, it comes forward from the tower, from the Vimana or from the superstructure. Originally derived from Buddhist Chaitya dormer. On the base of the sigara, it is shown on the main direction. If it is found on the 4 sides, it is known as Suganasa or Maganasa. So we have in the Chalukyan temples, the Suganasa is very much available. Nirandara. The Garbhagriha has a single wall where the Pradakshina Pada, that is circumambulatory passage, is constructed separately around on the open courtyard, that is known as Nirandara. We have the passage, the Pradakshina Pada, between the two walls of the Garbhagriha. So we are having at Kailasanatha temple at Kanjipuram, as well as the Pragadishwara temple at Tanjavur. They are not coming under this Nirandara type. Sandara, yes, shrine which has a closed perambulatory circuit between the inner Garbhagriha wall and the surrounding exterior wall. 2 walls will be there. It serves as the circumambulatory passage, that is Pradakshina Pada. It is mostly found in northern temples, rarely in South India. I have already example, that is Kailasanatha temple and Pragadishwara temple at Tanjavur. They are all Sandara type of Vimana. Pada, the wall part above the Adhisthana or plinth and below the cornice. Padabandha. It differs from Pradibandha Adhisthana or Pradibandha. It has two features. One is it has Vritta Kumuda not having a Prati. Panjara. A cage and representing a Nasiga flanked by half pillars. The plastered framework will be there on the walls of the Garbhagriha. Panjara. Parivara Devata. That is subsidiary deities. The other deities are known as Parivara Devata. Pattiga. Pattiga, the heavy oblong section top most molding of the Adhisthana. The other parts of are Kanta, Kumuda, Batma, or Jagati and Upana. In Tamil, it is known as Agarapattiyal. That is Pattiga. Pranala. This component which is discharge the Abhisheka water from the Garbhagriha. Generally, we have on the northern side of the attached with the northern wall of the temple, Garbhagriha. Pradibandha. Adhisthana type. This is the Adhisthana, Pradibandha Adhisthana. I have mentioned already Padabandha Adhisthana, Pradibandha Adhisthana, like that. This is Pradibandha Adhisthana, which is, this is also one of the Adhisthana type. It has 3 Patta Kumuda and a bold Priti. It is older than the Padabandha type of Adhisthana. Sabha Mandapa or Ranga Mandapa. Generally, we come across in Orient temples or North Indian temples. This is most ornate outer vestibule of northern temple, open on 1, 2 or 3 sides. One side always the wall will be there. 3 sides or 2 sides open. That is known as Sabha Mandapa. Like Mahamandapa of southern India. It is usually found separately in North India. It is divided into 9 components on plan by pillars, divided by pillars. Many pillars will be there, rows of pillars will be there. That is known as Navaranga Mandapa. So 9 chambers within the Mandapa, 9 chambers will be there. 9 angas will be there. That is known as Navaranga Mandapa. Then Sala. It is found in the Talas. So yesterday also I have mentioned the center portions of the Vimana. We have the Sala Sikara found in the Talas. Alternatively placed along with Kuda. That is Karna Kuda will be there on the corner. And again we have the Panjaras. Then in the center we have the Sala. It is a wagon waterproof and rectangular in shape. Found in the middle of the Tala section. It is a wagon rectangular shape. Sigara. The topmost major component of the Vimana elevation. Above the Griva and below the Stubi. In North India, entire Vimana, the superstructure of the Garbhagriha is referred to as Sigara. But in South India, only the superstructure above the cornice is referred to as Sigara. Stubi. Topmost ritual part of the temple elevation. The Stubi is the important component in the Vimana portions. Includes the Kalasa and the finial proper. Taranga Bodhiga. This wavy corbel with or without a median band. This is known as Taranga Bodhiga. So generally we have on the pillars in the early period, in the Pallava period, we don't come across this kind of Taranga Bodhiga. Only the little bit later, it is the wavy corbel will be there on the top of the pillar. Ubana. The lowest and plain molding of Adhisthana is known as Ubana. Ubapida. additional base of the Vimana found below the Adhisthana. In order to raise the height of the Vimana, they accommodate this Upapida. So we come across in the Pragadeshwara temple and as well as Gangakonda Swadapram, we have this kind of Upapida below the Adhisthana portion. The position of temple in the village generally, yesterday also mentioned that everything is based on the Agama text and the Mana Sastra and Vastu Sastra. Generally, the Shiva temple will be located on the Isana quarter and Vishnu on the west. That's why it is known as Metrali in Tamil. Then Surya will be in the east. Then Brahma generally in the center of the village, and Kali or Durga, the temple will be accommodated on the north side. That's why it is Vadava Selvi in Tamil. Except Surya, all the deities, all the entrance will be located on the east. Surya generally he will be facing towards west. This is the Yagatala Vimanas. I have mentioned that the Alpa Vimanas or the Yagatala Vimanas. We have at Mamalapuram this kind of Yagatala Vimanas. The first picture we are having at the Shishore temple. In 1990, the Archaeological Survey of India unearthed some portions of the temple components in and around the Shishore temple. So we have come across the earliest form of Yagatala Vimana. This is a monolithic shrine, monolithic Yagatala Vimana temple, and a small Garbhagriha is also there. They are shown, and having Griva, Shigara, etc. On the northern side of the Shore temple, we have this Yagatala Vimana. It is for Shiva. It is accommodated with Veenadhara Dakshinamurti, or some scholars says that it is Ardhanarishvara. There is a controversy whether it is Ardhanarishvara or Veenadhara Dakshinamurti. It is there in the niche-like portions of Garbhagriha in this small shrine. This is also from Mamalapuram. Here, this is also from Mamalapuram, from that is Bhimaratha. On the top portions of the Vimana, we have this Yagatala portrait there. Then we have a Yagatala shrine, Yagatala temple in the Arjuna Finance itself. It is a Vishnu temple. The devotees are worshipping posture. Some of them are sitting and they are doing some dhyanas. This is from Arjuna Finance. We have the Yagatala Vishnu temple at Mamalapuram itself. The simple form of North Indian temple. Generally, the early North Indian temples are simple, the four-walled and flat-roofed sanctums. They abound mostly in Madhya Pradesh. Most of the temple in Madhya Pradesh, we have the flat-roofed sanctums. Mostly the Gupta period, we have this kind of flat roof without any superstructure above the Garbhagriha. Sanji number 17, the Vishnu temple at Iran, then Dikava temple, then Nachna, Kutara are the fine examples of this variety. They are all Gupta period. They are all constructed during the time of Gupta period. The Ladakan temple at Aihola also, 6th century CE, 6th century AD. It belongs to Chalukya period, At Aihole, we have the complexes of more temple within the uh, complex at Aihole. The Ladakan temple is not having the superstructure. They are all flat roof. Then the superstructure of the Sanctum Sanctorium we found after Gupta period in North India. Before that, we have uh, one or two temples are there. At Bodh Gaya, we have one temple with superstructure of 6th century AD. But before that, occasionally we have superstructure. But most of them are flat roofed sanctums. But the figures of superstructure is represented on the on the copper coins of Audambra dynasty. The Audambra dynasty, they were ruled from Punjab area um, of 2nd and 1st century BC. So you can see the coin. This is a copper coin. We have the wall with some plasters on the prastara portions, and also the griva as well as sigra is there. It is a Shiva temple. This is the earliest Yagatala Vimana or with the sigra we have on the coins. So we have this kind of temples around 1st or 2nd century BC itself. This is the source of the type. Then Nachna, you can see the Nachna Kudara temple. This is a Parvati temple, Madhya Pradesh area. So we don't have the superstructure here that on the Garbhagriha, a platform raised on the platform. We have the simple form of Vimana with the flat roof. Though we have seen the cigarette type of temples in North India on the coins of Audumbra of 2nd and 1st century BC, practically we have some temples in the early phase of flat roof. But during the time of Guptas, they constructed some superstructure at Bitterhorn and also Dioghar. Some of the temples are there. These are the fine examples of earliest superstructure. So this is the Bitterhorn brick temple of 6th century CE constructed by Gupta kings. This temple has curvilinear superstructure but articulate with horizontal bands, moldings and stories. You can see the stories, and they provided some cellar like things, niches like things in the first tala portions, and also the second and third also. It is ruined in condition. That's why it is not clear here. So now you can see the superstructure of North Indian temple. This is a pyramidal roof we have in 6th century CE. This is the Bodh Gaya temple. The superstructure of the sanctum is further developed because we have seen the flatter roof of temples in North India, and as well as the Chalukya period also we have some temple. The superstructure of the sanctum is further developed during the time of Gupta period around 6th century CE. The temple at Bodh Gaya has a pyramidal superstructure. The Mahabodhi temple at Bodh Gaya mentioned by Huansong also, he has also mentioned in his notes. In this temple, there were several series of recessed niches. You can see the small kind of niches in all the Vimana portions, on the Sigara portions. In which statues of Gupta were placed. The temple was constructed in brick, as was the temple of Bittercone. The Sigara series of niches we have, and upper rooms with circular door ends. Its sanctum carries a lofty Panjarada Sigara. The Panjarada Sigara is there. The height of the Sigara is nearly 55 meters of a straight edge pyramidal design. It is a pyramidal design demarked into 7 stories. We have 7 stories like Talas. We have here 7 stories. There are 3 types of pyramidal superstructure found in entire India. One is the diminishing superimposed slabs of stone from stepped pyramid with an Amalaka crown. Example, Nandi Mandapa in North India. Generally in Nandi Mandapa, we have this kind of superstructure. The Vaital dual Bhuvaneshwar, I will show that in the later slide. Then by Vishwanatha temple at Gajraho. Then the second type, the superimposition of diminishing slabs with edges in the form of roll cornice or double flags curve crowned with Amalaka. The third one is diminishing horizontal slabs whose edges assumes the curves in different roof shapes, the pyramidal of Orison temples. The Mahabodhi temple of Bodh Gaya, I already mentioned that, is gradually receding stories in which each row of niches in a lower leaf against the compact walls. In North India, the entire superstructure, that is the curvilinear form above the Garbhagriha, is called as Sigara, whereas in South India, it is known as Vimana. It is varied on the basis of Tala, like Yagatala in South India, particularly in Tamil Nadu. We have Yagatala, Divitala, Tritala, and above more Talas are also there. Only the top portion is referred to as Sigara. Temples of Kerala, Kashmir, and Nepal, they have yet another group of roofs. They are the gabled and pent roofs, superimposed on rectangular temples and conical roofs. They may single or double over circular temples. The rectangular wooden temples of Kerala have influenced in the temples of South Kannada district, because South Kannada is very near to Kerala. So the temple architecture influenced in South Kannada also on the west coast. They are rectangular stone temples mostly. Apart from these, we have some Ashtaparivara type temples also we have in India. Instead of grouping the cells around the enclosure of a temple, separate signs consisting of 8 have been placed around the complex, which are detached from the main shrine. Many temples of this type we have all over India. The monolithic Kailasa temple at Ellora and Vijayalaya Soliswaram temple at Narthamalai in Pudukkottai district of Tamil Nadu. The 2 temples of the same period, the monolithic Kailasa at Ellora is a contribution of Rashtrakutas, and Vijayalaya Soliswaram is the contribution of Muttarayas. In the name of Vijayalaya Soliswara, so all the people is having confusion that it was built by Vijayalaya Chola. That is not correct. It is the contribution of Muttarayar. They were the chieftains of that period of 8th century, the early Chola period. They were the contemporaries of early Cholas. But it is referred to as Vijayalaya Soliswaram on the hill at Narthamalai. These are the fine example of Ashtaparivara type. Vijayalaya Soliswaram, the cella is circular, which is accommodated within the square pragara. So we have the inner wall in a circular manner and encircled by a square pragara. This is a yearly Sandara type temple. This is the rare type we have come across in this region. This is not usual feature of temples of Tamil Nadu. There is a closed pillared mandapa in front of the cella. The Vimana has 4 talas, and this is Sandara type with the equal size closed mandapa in front. Its inner wall enclosing the sanctum is circular. I have mentioned that, leaving an intervening passage all round. Then the second tala rising over the inner circular wall is square. Even the tala also, we have the square and also the circular. The third griva and sigra above is circular in section. So this is the typical Ashtaparivara type in Tamil Nadu. This is the another example of Ashtaparivara temple order. This is the famous Kailasnatha temple at Ellora, constructed during the time of Rashtrakutas. I mentioned that instead of grouping the cells around the enclosure of a temple, the sub-shrines have been constructed or scooped. Here it is scooped separately around the main shrine, which is known as Ashtaparivara type. They are detached from the main shrine. This kind of temple we have in India. The monolithic Kailasa temple at Ellora, it's a fine example. We have the same type of temple in the Pandya region at Kalugumalai, the Tibetuan Koil at Kalugumalai. The typical form of Ellora type we have. It is known as the Southern Ellora of Tamil Nadu. Here, the temple was scooped out of a rocky hillock by Krishna around 8th century AD. It has certain similarities of the Lokeshwara temple at Pattadakal. There are 4 main parts in this temple, namely the main shrine, the entrance gateway to the west, and Nandi shrine in between, and cloisters around the courtyard. So this is a very important temple of 8th century AD of Ashtaparivara type. This is Astanga Vimana. Is a kind of Vimana we have in Tamil Nadu. More than one Garbhagriha in the vertical plan is known as Astanga Vimana. The Ladakan temple at Aivole is the earliest example of this kind. It has a main cella on the ground level, and above the Garbhagriha we have another cella. This is the earliest Astanga Vimana type of Rashtrakuta contribution. The monolithic Dharmaraja Radha at Mamalapuram is another kind of Astanga Vimana. This is a 3-tala Vimana type and surmounted by the Griva and Sigara in monolithic form to accommodate main deities, one above the other. So we have the same kind of temple at Kanjipuram, the Vaikuntha Perumal temple. It is a Vishnu temple. In order to place standing, sitting and reclining posture of the Vishnu within the Vimana, they constructed around 8th century AD at Kanjipuram, the Vaikuntha Perumal temple. The same type of temple we have yesterday. We have also seen the Sundara Varadaraja Perumal temple at Uttaramerur. It was built on the base of Vastu, and it is also a Ashtanga Vimana type. And we have three main cellas surrounded by some small cellas. This is Ashtanga Vimana type we have in Tamil Nadu. This is the Panchayatana type of temple we have in Orissa. A barrel roofed sigara with additional shrines looks like a Panchayatana type. It is a culmination of North and South Indian temple architecture. So we have the rectangular shape of like wagon roof like Vimana, and many group of temples shines within the complex. It is a Vichal dual of Orissa. It belongs to Panchayatana type. Yesterday we have seen the Gajaprasad temples in Tamil Nadu. I mentioned that mostly they are located in Tonde Mandalam. This is the earliest specimen of Gajaprasad temple we have at Mamalapuram in the group of Panjapandava Radha. It is a Nagula Sagadeva Radha. It is known as Nagula Sagadeva Radha. So you can see the upsidal type. This is the earliest form monolithic temple. It is known as Gajaprashtam. That's why they have scooped a elephant, the back of the elephant, Yanai Tunganai Mada Koil. So this is the typical Gajaprasad temple. Generally, we have come across in the Buddhist Chaitya model of North India as well as in Andhra. In Tonda Mandalam, we have structural temples also, this kind of structural temple also. This is the Gajaprasad temple we have in Tamil Nadu at Mamalapuram. This is a Durga temple at Aigole, contribution of Chalukyas. It is improvised feature of a vestibule or an antrala, which is an intermediate chamber between the main shrine and the mandapa as we are having in Tamil Nadu. It has a sigara over the Garbhagriha, which is now partially in ruins. This is upsidal temple like our Nagula Sagadeva Radha at Mamalapuram. This is another type of Gajaprashta, we can say like that. Um, it is a open pillared mandapa around the Garbhagriha. This is also a type of Gajaprashta type or U-shaped temple we have in the Chalukyan period within the complex of Aigole temples. So we have seen some of the forms of North Indian and South Indian temples, their styles uh, in this session. Actually, it is not possible to cover entire North Indian temples or South Indian temples within the limited period. We have only 3 days webinar. That too, within an hour, we have to complete all the portions. It's not possible. So this only will provide the basic knowledge of our Indian temple architecture. So tomorrow we will see some of the temples like Pallava rock cut architecture, Pandya rock cut architecture, some structural temples of the um, Cholas. Also, we will see in the next classes. Thank you.